Will you hurry up? We're going to be late for the Stormtrooper mixer, and I've been waiting for this all week. Come on, let's go. All right, I'm almost ready. Give me a sec. Just put your uniform on and let's leave. What's taking so long anyway? Gosh. Okay, I'm ready. Jeez, here I am. All right, let's go. What? Wait a minute. What are you wearing? Well, the invitation said it was a black tie event.
Hey, and welcome to the 12th episode of Creed's Modern Mondays. My name's Creed, and today we're taking a look at the TIE Fighter Pilot from the Star Wars Black Series by Hasbro. This figure was released in 2020 during the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back, which of course was released in 1980. And up here in the upper left corner, you can see the 40th anniversary Empire logo. And of course, they were going for a retro feel with this packaging, down to the fact that they even put the old Kenner logo down here in the front. And that's, of course, to give you the feelings of nostalgia from when Kenner produced the figures back in the day. We all know Hasbro bought Kenner years ago, but because they own the logo, they can slap it on the box anytime they want and tug at our heartstrings. Of course, in the packaging, you get the TIE Fighter pilot themselves and their blaster. And what I really like about this package is that it doesn't actually have a picture of the TIE Fighter pilot. It has a picture of the Millennium Falcon running from the TIE Fighters in the asteroid field from Empire Strikes Back. Overall, I really like the packaging, and if I was a collector that left things in box, I would definitely hang this up on the wall. It looks really nice. Here on the back of the packaging, you can see a few of the other figures in the line and a blurb that says, commemorating the 40th anniversary of Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back with figures from the Black Series featuring classic design and packaging. Down here in the lower right corner, you can see the Disney and Hasbro logos. And now that we got all the packaging out of the way, let's go ahead and cut this sucker open. I try to cause as little damage as possible when I cut these figures open. I'm not a big fan of figures being on cards like this anymore. I prefer them in a box like Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe Classified because I like the ability to put them back in the box if I want to. Although, to be honest, I never do, so I don't know why I care. So let's go ahead and get this guy out of the package, and there he is, TIE Fighter Pilot, looking amazing. Believe it or not, I found this figure on clearance. Yeah, he was marked down, nobody would buy him. And I even passed him up a couple times. I don't know why, but I remember I was like, if I go back in the store and he's still there, I'm going to get him. This was several months ago, of course, but I'm still surprised I hesitated at all, as I love how this figure looks. The only real problem is because he's so dark, it's kind of hard to see the details on the video. But as we get closer, you can see they are there. This figure is super sweet looking. I really like the helmet with the Imperial symbols painted on the top. The tubes for the life support system. Oh yeah, life support. You know why? Because there's no life support in a TIE Fighter cockpit. Without this system, they would literally die. Here on the shoulder, you can see there's another Imperial symbol, and then their buckles remind me very much of the Imperial officers. Here on the arm, there's some more buttons, maybe for life support, and the gloves remind me a lot of what the X-Wing fighter pilots wore, like Luke. The holster here actually works, and it's made of a flexible rubber, so that's pretty nice. And you can see the details, like the pouches here on the front of the pants, are really well done. And it all comes down to the highly polished boots that look fantastic in my opinion. Overall, even though this figure is quite monochromatic, I really love the look of it, especially the helmet. Here on the back of the figure, you can see there's not too much detail. You can see the back of the armor smooth. Of course, there's all the folds and creases in the pants, like in the front. But honestly, there's not a whole lot going on here on the back. Now let's take a look at the TIE Fighter Pilot's articulation. Here at the ankle, they do have the rocker that you would expect any modern figure to have, as well as the ability to point down and up. The knee has the double pin system that is in most modern figures nowadays, so that means the figure can do some butt-kicking action, or actually I'd call that small of the back-kicking action. That's a pretty high kick. Here at the thigh, there is a swivel, and that's a pretty nice point. You do not want to underestimate that thigh swivel. And here at the hip, there is a ball joint, so you can actually make the leg go out and around. It's pretty flexible. Now here at the waist, there is also a swivel, and that's probably my absolute favorite point of articulation right there. Here at the shoulder, it'll go up and also swivel out. And then here at the elbow, there is a 90-degree bend. It's a single pin, but it also has a swivel point, so it's pretty flexible. Now here at the wrist, there of course is the normal swivel, and it can also flex in, and it can also flex out. And last but not least, here at the neck, there's a ball joint, but the hoses kind of get in the way. But you can kind of flex the head around as much as the hoses will let it. And that's it. That covers all 18 points of articulation for the TIE Fighter Pilot. The TIE Fighter Pilot's one included accessory is his E11 blaster, which I'm surprised to say actually has a little paint detail. This is the standard blaster of the Stormtroopers. As you can see, it's got the magazine right there for reloading, and you typically see them carrying these into battle in most of the movies. It fits into the TIE Fighter pilot's hand perfectly, and I really like how it looks. A very foreboding figure with the gun in its hand. And it also fits into the holster perfectly as well, and I think that's an excellent inclusion on this figure. All right, it's size comparison time. So here's the Imperial Tie Fighter Pilot next to the Imperial Stormtrooper. I think these two look really cool next to each other. I'm very pleased. And here he is with Darth Vader, and as you can see, he's obviously much smaller, which he should be. That's one beautiful thing about the Black Series, is all the figures are very well scaled. And here they are all together, looking incredible in my opinion. I see my future display looking something like this. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today's Modern Monday on the Imperial Tie Fighter Pilot from the Star Wars Black Series by Hasbro from 2020. I'm really surprised I waited so long to pick this figure up. I literally looked at him 3 times in the store before I bought him. I can't believe nobody picked him off before I did, especially at the price I got him for. I feel like the masked characters in Star Wars Black Series look the best. Don't get me wrong, they do a good job on the head sculpts in general, even for the unmasked figures, but the ones like Vader, Boba Fett, Stormtroopers, to me they always look so spot on, and they're by far the most intimidating outfits in all of Star Wars. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I generally do this 2 times a week. On Wednesdays, I have my vintage show, KREED'S Collection, where I take a look at a toy from my vintage collection. And on Mondays, of course, I have KREED'S Modern Mondays, where we take a look at something much more recent, usually in the last year or 2. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on the video. Your subscription and your likes really help my channel grow and help more people see me on YouTube. And of course, please leave me comments. I love reading and responding to them, and I will definitely go out of my way to always answer you if you leave me a comment. Anyway, we'll see you this Wednesday for another episode of KREED'S Collection, and we'll see you next Monday for another episode of KREED'S Modern Mondays. And hey, if you're bored, here's 2 more videos for you to check out right now.